Once again, we are here in NPC capital, California, home of simps. And what I like to talk about today is more details on this COVID-19 vaccine. Okay, so the powers that should not be seem to not like any drugs. They don't like drugs. They want you to be vaccinated from this, even though you're already immune to it. Okay, you're already immune to this
COVID-19 coronavirus.
You still have to get vaccinated, especially if you are working right now, or if you're one of these essential workers, or if you are one of the old people or immunocompromised patients in the hospital at the current moment. If you're bedridden or something like that, you will get it first. It's already there. Okay, it's already there. It's I even have a photo of it from the news. I believe it was CBS or something. So they just recently did a segment on that about 2 days ago. And you know, it is what it is, and nobody knows, man. Nobody really knows like what's exactly gonna happen to people who get this vaccine. Okay, this isn't a legit trial, and I'm gonna tell you why. It usually takes several months, if not years, for a real legit vaccine trial. Okay, they are rushing this, and the FDA is just like, bam, 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 pass it, and the feds is like, pass it. And that is extremely suspicious. Okay, even the scientists that are doing it are suspicious themselves, man. There is another news article that I just read a couple of seconds ago that talked about scientists being skeptical about this, and they wanted all the data on the COVID-19 vaccine that are gonna come out before they come out. Okay, they want the data out before they come out. And you're talking about scientists from around the world. It's not just here in the States. Okay, it's around the world. You've already seen the German doctors. They no longer trust the United States when it comes to this COVID-19 thing, man. They said they're willing to do their own investigation because they trust United States no more. So you see, you lost trust. Okay, USA have lost trust from other countries right now, especially for people in Berlin. Okay, they just had a massive protest, over 2,000 people several days ago. And then London, and it was I believe it was Australia or something like that. There was 3 major countries that did large protests this past couple of days. And it's not, guess what? It's not on that George Floyd thing. It's not on the race thing. It's on these lockdowns, bro. So you see what I'm saying? It's this freaking civil unrest thing will happen, but it's gonna happen against them. Watch. They're gonna go against their government. You know, it's not gonna be like citizen against citizen. It's gonna be citizen versus government. Watch. And the freaking cops are gonna freaking stand. You know, are gonna freaking go. Stand on the freaking side, and they're not gonna freaking interfere. If there's, I mean, imagine if there's like 10,000 people or like 5,000 people out there, a sea of 5,000 people bum rushing freaking government buildings, the governor, okay, physically removing him or her on their, you know, position, manhandling them or something. You see what I'm saying? You're not seeing anybody dropping dead right here, man. It's not, you know, it's not a legit excuse. Even if this thing is real, okay, it's not a legit excuse to remove everybody from their employment, close all the freaking businesses, and just have essential workers, you know, nurses, freaking scientists, freaking doctors, retail workers working out here, and freaking a bunch of construction workers peppered all over the place installing freaking 5G and stuff like that. They're working with freaking network providers. They call them network providers now. These are cell phone companies, okay? Because they're providing 5G right now. Here in California, it's like all over the place. You've seen them installing stuff like underneath the highway and like on the trees, and in schools. They stripped the whole football field and the track field, and they installed I saw some wires down there, and and when I made a video on that, YouTube deleted it. YouTube deleted it, bro. Like, why would, even my subscribers were surprised. They were like, why in the hell, they're like, you didn't even talk about the virus or nothing. You just just pointed your camera at them and you said, oh, essential worker, oh, essential worker, and then freaking YouTube deleted it. I mean, isn't that suspicious? That's extremely suspicious, man. No, that was like around April or May or something, when I was like making fun of them. So the ones who are oblivious to this, who are not doing the research, are not freaking. But you don't have to be a freaking scientist, man. Freaking look it up. That's why I say look it up. You don't have to be freaking. You don't have to do what I do. What I did was I took these classes, freaking 5-hour long biotech classes. I'm like, can you imagine freaking sitting on a freaking lecture 5 hours long? Actually, the lecture part is like 3 hours long. The daggone freaking. The lab class is like 2 hours long. I'm like, what the hell? Like even the freaking professor is falling asleep himself. It's like, I need a break. You see what I'm saying? He's tapping out. He's freaking tapping out, and everybody freaking dropped out. Out of freaking 50, I think like 52 people, there was only like 10 of us that stayed until we freaking, finished it. That is the amount of dedication I had on this freaking major, man. Before this thing happened, I got straight A's on all those things, man. Freaking NPC right there. NPC driver, man. The amount of narcissism, I predict the amount of narcissism, generally speaking. I'm not talking about the whole entire, a sea of people, but I'm talking about the ones who are already narcissists in your life. Their narcissism will ultimately freaking get amplified, after this or during this second lockdown thing, the second wave. We're still gonna have the second wave, man. That's their backup plan. If this thing doesn't scare enough people with the freaking vaccine, they're gonna freaking still do the second wave. Well, even if they do scare people with the freaking vaccine, they're still gonna do the second wave, and they're gonna treat you like you're some freaking slave or something. They're gonna treat you like you're some freaking prisoner of war or something, like you did some kind of crime or something, man. That's what it is. Those are the kind of governors that we have nowadays, And Donald Trump, he's trying to save you. Actually, he's trying to freaking open up the country, but these blue states don't want to open, and because of social media siding with the blue pill simp state governors like Cuomo and freaking Newsom, and some countries like Australia and New Zealand who are blue pill simp states, who are pro-feminist. Then it's still gonna be freaking still people dying in the nursing homes, and nobody talks about it. But it happened here in California, it happened in New York, it's happening all over the place, in the Philippines, even in China. It's a depopulation. You gotta put it in your head that this is 100% depopulation. Okay, the people that died in New York, I'm predicting like a majority of them, okay, they were on ventilators. The ones that died were on ventilators. There was one that Aaron said that escaped. Okay, only one survived, and the reason why he survived, the reason why that patient survived was he pulled his tube. He pulled out his tube, and they freaking ran off or something, man. He freaking pulled out his tube, and then they were like, "Oh, what is he doing?" And then he freaking I guess he begged them that to freaking to get out of there or something like that, and they let him go or something. So I guess he realized that people are freaking dying up there, like or he's seen somebody, some of these resident doctors put a freaking tube, like pull it on a high peak pressure, and then blew out a patient's lung or something, because they're like compressed all over the place, because remember in the Elmhurst hospital, they were the nursing home or something, they were compressed. The rooms are kind of compressed, and maybe I'm thinking like this patient was wondering, like, how come there's so many people that are dying, blah 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 blah. And he's probably watching the news, and then he went outside or something. He pulled his freaking tube out, and then he went and see himself, to see for it himself, and then pulled out his tube. I mean, anything can happen, man. I'm just telling you some possibilities, because that's the way an INFJ thinks, man. It's what if. We always ask what if, okay? We don't just look at things, we don't just accept things at face value, and unless it's really like freaking ultimately uncertain. But there is video evidence. Erin does have video evidence of all these things that she claimed that happened, okay? And the reason why this woman has balls is because she's a veteran, man. Nobody else in that freaking hospital, that freaking Elmhurst place, okay, nobody else in there spoke out. The only time they spoke out, the other nurses there spoke out, is when Erin spoke out. You see what I'm saying? So I salute my fellow veteran Erin for that, So I'm still expecting, 13 to 15 million die from this, okay? This vaccine, and don't worry about the jobs, man. The jobs are gonna come, but they're gonna be way different from what they are, what they currently teach in college right now. And hey, the AI and the 5G is coming, man. Amazon stores are gonna pop up like this. eBay stores are gonna pop up like this. Okay, this is a rollout of freaking part of the NWO. Okay, it's to control everything, to shrink everything. Give all the power to corporations. Okay, and have the governors control, like micromanage everything, so we wouldn't protest against these big companies going inside your city, buying the stores, the small stores, left, right, and center. Okay, all the freaking stores, the small stores out here are freaking gone, are freaking closed out here where I live. Only some of them, only a handful of them are open. They remain open because they are somehow tied to the government of California or something like that. Like, for example, this home furnishings store right here is providing some kind of furnishing, chairs and stuff like this in the local government out here, and they're providing repairs. Of course, that's like one of their main thing is, like, they have people come in and would try to repair, a government furniture and stuff like that. It's, oh, there's a insurance for furniture. Did you know that? Oh, can you imagine that? There's freaking my bank is freaking asking me for freaking $12 per month freaking furniture for like a couch or something. I'm like, what the insurance for like a freaking couch or something? Like, what the hell do I need that for? It's not like I freaking sit there all day. You see what I'm saying? I probably spend more time here in my car or something, man. And I spend more time freaking running outside or something, like working out outside. I'm not a freaking couch potato or something, man. So you see? So I think what's gonna happen now is they're gonna pump it up again. They're gonna pump it up again. They're gonna be like, oh, twindemic. There's a flu and there's the COVID-19 thing. Oh. So if the numbers went way down with this COVID-19 thing, they'll be like, oh, there's a brand new COVID thing, oh, COVID 22 or COVID 21, oh, or COVID 20, oh, they're gonna pull another freaking pandemic again, man, because that's how they make their money. How they're gonna make their money is from the vaccines, okay? So they got you with the federal tax money, they lock you out. You're out of a job. Okay, you don't have no freaking job. They're collecting your tax money, the tax money that you paid them for several years, and McDonald Trump is letting them collect it. Okay, while McDonald Trump stays paid, and even over time because he's the president, right? So while you see freaking Nancy Pelosi and the rest of them gangs out here get their hair done, get their hair did, bruh, in the freaking public salon or something, man. And it's supposed to be strict, stringent mask thing in San Francisco and all these counties in California. You know, I still don't wear my mask outside, man. I'll freaking beat the living hell out of somebody who tells me to freaking wear one outside. Freaking, I'm not gonna freaking, I'm gonna freaking record somebody freaking, you know, while freaking doing them over or something. If I encounter one of these idiots out here, man, these freaking mask holes, you know. I mean, inside, sure, you know, inside, but outside, man, it's ridiculous, man. It's freaking ridiculous, you know. They're freaking eating outside. They're eating outside, so why would you put it on? So why are you eating outside? And why are you going on restaurants like outside and eating outside if it's safer to be outside than it is inside? Like, why did you even buy a house? You see what I'm saying? Why are you living in a house, man? It's just stupid stuff, man. It's a fake pandemic thing. Is even the retail workers, they're no longer wearing their mask outside. They just wait until they get to the freaking entrance and then they're gonna put it on. You see what I'm saying? Because this thing is uncomfortable, and it's scientifically proven to give you hypoxia in the first minute. I just showed you the same scientific study right there. Okay, it's in one of my videos. Peace out.